Alien General panics. You took human children. Sci-Fi Story Chapter 1. The incident no one expected. General Vorkith of the Zewar Dominion had survived more battlefields than he cared to count. He'd faced plasma storms, insurgent rebellions, rogue AI fleets, and even the flesh-devouring Vorak horde. His soldiers believed he feared nothing. They were wrong. Because today he stared at a transmission so terrifying, so galaxy-shaking, that every scale on his body tightened in dread. The humans were calling. Not just any humans. Parents. It began 3 hours earlier on the frontier moon Valaris 9, where the Zewar Dominion had seized what they believed were enemy larvae. Strange, soft, small creatures with wide eyes and fragile limbs. Easy to capture, harmless and seemingly confused. Vorkith had initially been pleased. Intelligence gatherers will want these specimens, he'd said. They resemble the adult humans but weaker. Perhaps they're larvae. By the time his team realized these weren't military cadets but children on a school trip, it was too late. Dominion warships had already jumped away. The humans noticed immediately. And when humans notice something involving their young, even the bravest species prepared their wills. Now the transmission hovered above Vorkith's hollow table. A human, a full-grown adult male, leaning forward, hands clasped, expression calm. Too calm. Humans were always emotional. Angry, loud, expressive. But this one? He looked like a star before it went supernova. My name is Commander Elias Ward, the man said. You have taken something that does not belong to you. Behind him a half-circle of other adults stood. Teachers, parents, guardians. Some were trying to look composed. Some were crying. One, an elderly woman, was cracking her knuckles in a way that somehow terrified the entire bridge staff. Vorkith cleared his throat, trying diplomacy. These larvae wandered into a restricted zone. An honest mistake. We will return them after. The human commander raised a hand. A gesture so small. So simple. Everyone shut up. General, Ward said, those larvae are children. 7 to be exact. Ages between 10 and 12. And you kidnapped them. Kidnapped? Vorkith had heard the term. Humans used it for abduction of their young. It was one of their most forbidden crimes. We did not know, Vorkith said quickly. They appeared to be miniature humans. They are miniature humans, Ward said, leaning in. And you took them. Vorkith swallowed, his throat frills quivering. They are unharmed. We have provided food. What food? Ward asked sharply. Nutritious fungal paste. The silence that followed could have frozen stars. Then, very quietly, the grandmother at the back whispered. They fed my baby mushrooms? The temperature on the bridge dropped 10 degrees from pure fear. Chapter 2 Humans Mobilize. Across the galaxy the news exploded. Human children taken by aliens. Galactic Council demands Dominion return minors. Armed human parents spotted boarding battle cruisers. But what shocked everyone wasn't humanity's governments assembling fleets. It was the civilians. Human parents, teachers, engineers, miners and farmers, all signing up to storm the Dominion if needed. Humanity collectively said, give them back. Even the peacekeepers, the famously calm Terran monks, were suiting up. One reporter captured footage of an elderly monk polishing a plasma halberd. He smiled softly at the camera and said, children are the treasure of the universe. We will retrieve ours. The galaxy trembled. Chapter 3. Meanwhile, on the Dominion ship. The children themselves were doing what humans did best. Terrifying their captors without meaning to. They had discovered that Zewar soldiers were afraid of drawings. Not the drawings themselves. The interpretation. Look, little Sarah said, handing a crayon drawing to a bewildered guard. This is my dog. To the Zewar, the scribbled four-legged creature looked like a carnivore with 6 eyes and blood dripping from its jaws. They fainted immediately. Then another child, Marco, accidentally broke a handle off a training drone. Not with tools. with his bare hands. ZYR armor specialist had been studying that drone for months. Humans are dangerously strong even as larvae, the lead scientist whispered, horrified. What happens when they reach maturity? They throw vehicles for fun, another said gravely. And eat their enemies, a third added, misremembering a documentary that actually referenced barbecue. Panic spread through the ship. The children, oblivious, continued drawing, laughing, and asking for snacks. When they began chasing the ZYR crew around the hallways playing tag, the crew barricaded themselves in the storage bays, convinced the tiny humans were hunting them for sport. Chapter 4. The Call That Broke the General. Now the human commander on the hologram leaned forward again. My children, he said calmly, will be returned now. General Vorkith felt his legs wobble. We are preparing transport. No, Ward interrupted. We are coming to get them. I assure you that is not Nisi's. Ward did not raise his voice. He didn't need to. General, my daughter is on your ship. She's 11. She likes painting, strawberry ice cream, and astronomy. If she is frightened because of you, even accidentally, I will hold you personally responsible. Vorkith tried reasoning. We have apologized. Ward didn't blink. Not enough. We have fed them. Wrongly. We have attempted to entertain them. Suddenly the faint sound of a child yelling echoed through the ZYR ship's audio feeds. He looks like a walking lizard. Catch him. A ZYR soldier screamed in the distance. Every human on the transmission stared. Ward inhaled slowly. General, he said, voice lower. If even a single hair on their heads is disturbed. It will not be, Vorkith squeaked. We swear. But it was too late. The humans were already coming. Chapter 5. The Approach. The Dominion fleet watched helplessly as the humans exited hyperspace. Not a military fleet. Not warships. Families. Civilian carriers, educational vessels, science ships, repurposed cargo haulers modified with armor plating and weapons that human hobbyists had installed just in case. Children's drawings were painted on some hulls, alongside slogans like, Bring our babies back. Is coming. Nobody touches our kids. The lead human cruiser broadcast a message to all frequencies. Return our children and no one gets embarrassed. Embarrassed? The Dominion didn't understand. Until they saw the human secret weapon. The parents were broadcasting photos. Baby photos. Videos. Stories. Every Dominion ship suddenly received hundreds of images of smiling human children, drooling infants, toddlers wearing ridiculous costumes. The ZYR had never seen such a display. It was overwhelming. Emotional. Terrifying. One ZYR officer fainted after viewing a video titled, Jacob's First Steps. This is impossible, he whispered. How can a species be so aggressive yet so adorable? Another hissed, this must be psychological warfare. As the human armada closed in, Vorkith made his decision. He would not face these people in battle. Not over children. Not over anything. He opened the comm. Commander Ward, Vorkith said hoarsely, please dock. Immediately. Take them. Ward's voice was ice. We will. Chapter 6. The Retrieval. When the docking clamps sealed and the humans boarded, the Dominion soldiers backed into corners, hands raised. Weapons were holstered. Helmets removed. Everyone on both sides moved slowly, carefully. The first human to step aboard was not Commander Ward. It was the grandmother. She was 5 feet tall. Wrinkled. Carrying a purse. Every ZYR soldier recoiled. She walked up to Vorkith and jabbed a finger into his chest plate. Where, she said, are my grandbabies? This way, Vorkith whimpered. The children, upon hearing the familiar human voices, sprinted down the corridor. Dad. Nana. The reunion was messy, loud, emotional, and, to the ZYR, terrifyingly intense. Human hugging looked like grappling combat to them. especially when tears appeared. "Oh no," whispered a Zeur medic watching the water leak from human eyes. "Their face fluids. Are they injured?" "No," Vorkith said hollowly. "That means they are happy." The Zyr collectively decided humans were too complicated to understand. After the chaos calmed, Ward approached, kneeling to embrace his daughter Lily. "Are you okay?" he murmured. "Yeah. They were funny," Lily said brightly. "One fainted when I showed him my pet hamster." Vorkith winced. Ward stood slowly and faced the general. His voice was calm again but colder. "You kidnapped our children. Even if by mistake." "We are deeply ashamed," Vorkith said, bowing his head. "We believed they were military larvae." "We do not use children for war," Ward said sharply. "And we do not forgive easily when our young are threatened." Vorkith swallowed. "We accept whatever reparations you deem fit." Ward stared at him. For a long moment, Vorkith wondered if humans would demand a planet or technology or military secrets. Instead, Ward said, "You will make changes." "Changes?" "Yes. Starting today, Dominion forces will implement education programs and training on recognizing juvenile beings of every species. No more accidental abductions. Ever." Vorkith blinked. "That is surprisingly reasonable." "And," Ward continued, "you will issue a public apology to the families." "Of course." "And," Ward added with a slight smile that somehow terrified Vorkith more than anything prior, "you will personally write a letter to each child explaining why you were scared of them." Vorkith froze. "Scared? But they are children." Ward leaned in. "General, one of them broke your drone with his hands." Vorkith's tail dropped. "Yes. Yes, I will write the letters." Chapter 7. The Galaxy Reacts. Within hours, news spread across the galactic network. Dominion returns human children. Issues apology. Humans forgive. After forcing General to write 7 letters. Children requested ice cream after rescue. Every species watched the footage of humans hugging their kids, crying, laughing, scolding, and celebrating. But what shocked them most wasn't the drama. It was how the humans came together. Ordinary citizens. Armies of parents. Grandmothers with purses more feared than plasma rifles. For the first time, the galaxy realized. Humans were not dangerous because of their weapons. Or their strength. Or their ships. Humans were dangerous because they loved. Ferociously. Absolutely. Without limit. If you threatened their young, they would unite, mobilize, and cross star systems to retrieve them. Not for conquest. Not for glory. For family. And that made them unpredictable. And unstoppable. Chapter 8. The Aftermath. Weeks later, Vorkith finished writing his final apology letter. The one addressed to Lily Ward. He sealed it feeling oddly lighter. In the letters, he had confessed his fear of the human children, their strength, their strange activities, and how he'd never encountered such powerful tiny creatures. He half expected the humans to laugh at him. Instead, Lily sent a response drawing. It showed Vorkith as a big green friendly lizard wearing a cape. The general stared at it for a long time. "Perhaps humans are not the worst species," he muttered. A Zyr scientist approached him. "General, sir, what is our official policy moving forward?" Vorkith took a deep breath. "Rule number 1, he said firmly. Never touch human children. Rule number 2, never even look at human children. And rule number 3, if a human grandmother boards the ship, abandon vessel." The staff nodded solemnly. Chapter 9. Humanity's Message. Later, a final message from Commander Ward reached the Dominion. Not angry. Not threatening. Simple. "Thank you for cooperating. Take this as a lesson, not a warning. Do not fear us. Just understand us. We protect our future. We always will." The transmission ended. And across the Dominion, a quiet realization settled in. The humans weren't terrifying because they were violent. They were terrifying because they cared. And in a galaxy filled with warlike empires, apathetic bureaucracies, and cold machines, that made humanity unique and unpredictable and utterly beautifully dangerous.